Hi everybody, my name's Robert Brining and I am the host of POZIAM Radio and the founder of POZIAM. I wanted to personally thank you all for checking out RAB, which is Robert's AIDS blog. It means a lot to me that you guys came here to see what I have to say. So this is one of hopefully many new video blogs or vlogs that will be coming your way. Recently we launched all the featured bloggers on POZIAM, and one of the featured bloggers, Mike, thought that it would be a good idea if we picked a topic every once in a while and had all the bloggers that were featured blog on that topic. So the members of POZIAM could have a variety of different blogs to read on the same subject. And one of the major subjects and most popular, obviously, is how to come out as somebody who is HIV positive, or how to disclose to your family and friends that you have HIV and how to deal with their reactions. So I, of course, agreed, and a lot of the other bloggers agreed and thought it was a great idea. So I want to thank Mike for coming up with the topic idea, and that's going to be our first topic. So we're going to all speak about how to come out again if you are gay, or how to tell somebody that you are living with HIV. So to touch on my personal story, I kind of remember it was a crazy time when I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed in 2001, in June of 2001, and it was 6 months after my father passed away, and it was 8 months after I became clean and started going to NA to stop using cocaine and meth. I had a big problem using drugs, trying to escape from the reality of being a gay male, and just I was always fighting acceptance since I was a little kid, trying to accept myself, and I haven't really totally 100% accepted myself, honestly, I would say, until I was about 28 years old. It's tough. It's a tough road to go down when you're always putting yourself down, or you're taught that what you're doing is not right and you'll go to hell, and whatever the case may be. So I think after coming out to my friends and family being gay, that kind of prepared me to come out as somebody who's HIV positive after my diagnosis. I knew that there would be some people who would, give me hugs and tell me that they love me and support me and they'll be there forever, and if I ever need anything to call them. But then I also knew that there was going to be people who weren't educated, people who were ignorant, people who didn't know better, people who were raised to believe that it was a horrible thing. I knew that these people existed, and that was why for the first 5 years of my diagnosis, I stayed quiet, didn't really talk about it. The only ones who knew were my close friends, the people that I dated, and my immediate family. Other than my mother and my sisters, I didn't go any further into the family about my diagnosis. I don't believe. I didn't, at least. The word may have gotten out, but it wasn't me personally telling them. So I want to back it up and just tell you a little bit about how it was when I told my mom about it. I remember sitting my mom down while my dad was sick, dying, 2 months before he died, and I was like, Mom, I have this issue, I have a drug problem, and I really feel that, I'm going to self-destruct. And we talked a little bit, and she told me about my uncle who went to NA and thought that I should somehow start going to meetings. So I did. And going to those meetings also helped me to open up and share with, people about being who I am, whether it's a gay male or somebody living with HIV, or just being me. It helped me accept myself so much more, and I thank God for it every day that my mom directed me in that direction to my uncle, and my uncle got me involved with, Narcotics Anonymous, because honestly, they saved my life, and I love them for it. So I remember sitting my mom down after my father passed away, and I was like, I just was diagnosed. How am I going to say this to my mother? What is she going to think? She just lost my dad, her life partner, her lover. What could I do to make this easy? And there's really nothing that I could have done. I told my mom, I sat her down, I believe it was at the kitchen table with my sisters, and we spoke about it, and the best thing was, I don't remember getting a negative response. Everything was good. They were supportive. It was just, let's not tell anyone, we'll keep it between us, and we'll see how it goes. And you know what? I agreed with it at the time because of all the stigma that was surrounded around it. I didn't want anyone to know. And it's kind of weird how it works out to where now today I'm telling people you should tell people about it and be open and honest about it, because once we accept it, others will start accepting it, and that stigma wall that is put up in front of, around the HIV and AIDS will slowly come down. So I remember telling them, a lot of friends I opened up to, close friends, and some of them I still have as my friends today, and some of them are gone. Telling my partner at the time was a difficult thing to do, because I myself wasn't accepting it, and it was very hard for me to tell somebody who I was in a relationship with, because I feared that they may also be infected. So that was tough, and I remember telling him in the car and how difficult it was for me to really say the words, I have HIV, or I am HIV positive. It's a very, very tough thing to say when you haven't accepted it yourself. It's so hard to say those words, and I remember writing letters to certain people and making a game out of it, because I couldn't actually say and speak those words, I have HIV. So I remember telling my partner at the time, and he was freaked out by it. It was all new to him, so he stuck by, but it had fallings out. I was still discovering myself and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. So it's very hard to tell somebody when you're in a relationship. You know what I mean? It's not the same when you're diagnosed in the relationship. It's not the same as you already have HIV and you're coming and you meet this person, and then you tell this person before anything gets situated. When you're diagnosed and you're already in a relationship, there's already all these feelings. So it was just a very difficult time to. It's a very difficult thing to do, to tell somebody that you're already in a relationship with, because then there comes all the doubting and the cheating, and when were you diagnosed, and when was it this, how often did you get tested? So that's why it's always important that you get tested. I remember telling my teammates, that was one of the tough things, was how was I going to do it, and should I do it? Because I just started thinking and creating all these ideas in my head about wanting to become a public figure in HIV/AIDS community and start sharing my story and helping other people. Because I know once I started reading stories and books of people who have survived with this disease for years, it helped me so much, and I felt that a lot of it wasn't happening to people who were sitting at home, who maybe didn't live in the city, didn't go to support groups, didn't have any kind of support at all, and they're just sitting at home and they're going on these websites and they're finding either bad information, or they're trying to get picked up, in the friggin' sites when they go to, people are cruising them, and they're not able to find the support because it's so hard with all of the internet. It's just tough. It's very tough to find the right support and actually find people who are willing to give you the support that you need. Hence why I created POZIAM. The other thing is I just started a blog, so I didn't know how to tell my teammates, and if I should tell my teammates, and what the reaction would be. And I remember I just blasted an email out through the Yahoo group and said, hey, check out my blog, blah, blah, blah. And I got good response from people. A lot of people didn't respond, but the people that did always gave me good response. And I was like, oh, how am I going to get out on that soccer field, the next practice and go out there, and how's it going to be? Are people going to be afraid to touch me? Are they not going to want to play on my team? Are they going to, be weirded out by it, because there's so much stigma that's surrounded by it? And I think the interesting part about it was I got such a warm reception. People asked me why I did it. I remember Kelly, one of the girls that plays on the team, she was like, well, we were down in Rehoboth for a tournament, and she's like, what made you do it? And you know what? It was just something that needed to be done. It felt right. I feel that this is my purpose in life, is to help other people who are lost in their way to accepting their diagnosis. And, it's proof that sometimes it will get a good response and sometimes it won't. But the people who love you will always love you, whether you have a diagnosis or not. So that's my disclosure to my family and friends and teammates, and I hope to hear some responses. Have a great day, everyone, and check back soon for a new video. Bye-bye.